Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason pitched for 6 innings against the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Allowed 3 runs on 7 hits and a walk, including a Giancarlo Stanton home run. It collected 6 strikeouts, and Boston dropped the game in relief. So, no decision for Jason. Now, obviously, date of recording is 2/19/2019, and obviously the biggest news of the day, totally hype for that Pilates minigame coming in the show 19. Oh, yes. No, seriously. Manny Machado, free agent extraordinaire of this year, along with Bryce Harper, has announced his decision to sign with the San Diego Padres for the 2019 season and for the next 10 years, apparently. In Jason's universe, Manny signed for the Detroit Tigers, if I can get over there, and has collected himself quite a career with them. Had an 800 OPS for about the last 3 years running. And, you know, I generally prefer to use WOBA when it comes to these, but OPS is nothing to sneeze at either. With a, you know, an 800 OPS is above average, and he's kind of been on the borderline of great for each of these seasons. So with a, what is it? It's like 6 or 7 WAR per season for the last 4 or 5 years, and already on his way to another season like that this year. He has been a very good investment for the Tigers. So odds are good that Manny's going to do very well for the Padres in our world. I'm just saying, though, if he had signed with the Padres in 2019, by the time Jason had got there, maybe we would have stayed in San Diego. Maybe we wouldn't have been as salty as we were. But, of course, this isn't reality. This is MLB The Show. Let's get back out there. Okay, bullpen day. What do we got? So, circle velocity, blah, blah, blah. 12-6 control, blah, 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 blah. Caps, reaction, contact, speed. Yeah, you know what? We're just about at pitching clutch caps, so we might as well bump that up some. Yeah, a couple more details came out of an IGN trailer or preview for this new edition of MLB The Show today, so I'm looking forward to it. Hey, how convenient. Pitching clutch. Well, I mean, the problem with that is just that we have to let guys on base in order to get pitching clutch up, so let's try to avoid that. Okay, it looks like Jason will be playing against the Oakland Athletics in Fenway. Now, Jason has played against the Athletics 4 times before, has a 3-0 record against them, a 1.26 ERA, and a 291 WOBA. Pretty good record against the A's in his past appearances, but obviously want to make sure that Jason can keep it up going forward because the team really kind of needs him right now. He has only been 2-2 the last couple starts, and, you know, not entirely through his own fault, partly because the team has had struggles offensively, but at the same time, we really want to get out here, limit the contact, limit the walks, especially limit the runs. So, see if we can't achieve that. Go out here and get it.
Tuesday Night Baseball set to come your way from Fenway Park in Boston. Tonight, the second of 3 to start the week between the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be a premier pitching matchup. 2 of the league's hardest throwers go head-to-head next. Jason Parham is ready to go as he'll be on the hill for Boston. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy's had a solid year up to this point. It's not an easy thing to do in baseball this year with all the high-scoring games, but this guy has an ERA of sub-3, and that's saying something. If he continues to do that, I think you're going to see a really good performance out of him in this one.
Into the box now, Ken Moses. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
Okay, first pitch for Jason in this one against the Athletics at home. Let's get it.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the
Trying
left
some
side.
ambush tactics
Guys,
here.
this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. They come in scuffling a bit of late, just 2-4 over their last 6 games.
Yeah, Matty, you can't win when you're giving up that many runs. The pitcher was missing over the heart of the plate, not executing down and away.
Swing and a miss on the cutter well inside, and that's 2 strikes.
Feel uncomfortable. Guys were taking huge hacks off them. And to boot, the defense was on its heels.
Got a little bit of a different look today. We got Randall Romero in left instead of Andrew Benintendi. We got Sue Lin at second instead of Tony Kemp. And behind the dish, we got Andrew Knapp. But pretty much everyone else are the usual suspects.
That misses 1-2. Temperature starting to drop as the sun goes down. 56 degrees here at first pitch.
Nice brisk day in Boston for a game of baseball.
2-2.
No swing at the curveball, so now we're 2-2.
He's certainly trying to play it off like he knew what was coming. You could bet he'd be on alert for that curveball again.
Try a change-up outside corner.
2-2 pitch. And great
that was not on the outside corner, but it's going out to left field, and Romero's out there to pull it in for the first out.
Put this one away, and that's the first out. And here's a shot of the Athletics starting lineup for this one. Mark, what's your take on him against one of the best starters in the game?
Yeah, Matty, this team poses a lot of problems offensively. This is a scary lineup because they can beat you in a variety of ways. Not only do they have power in the middle of the order, but a ton of speed that can put some serious pressure on the defense.
Now the A's designated hitter, Scott Prado. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Here comes the first pitch.
I feel like it's worth emphasizing something that I was talking about a little bit previously, but I don't know that I actually went into any kind of detail on it.
Nobody on.
Jason has really kind of struggled this year compared to last year. I mean, you know, he's had some pretty bad appearances so far this year, but, you know, he had bad appearances last year, but what's different this year has been the amount of balls that have fallen in play for hits. You'll recall that I have previously explained the stat BABIP, batting average on balls in play. Meanwhile, Scott Prado's got himself a double on a shot down the left field line.
At second with a 1-out double.
Wow, he almost blew that fastball by him, but he shows some quick hands to catch up to it and drive it down the opposite line. Didn't keep it fair.
He was late on that one, almost.
And that's a nice 2-bagger.
You got that one back in the field to play, so it's a good hit. Man on second with 1 away. In any case, batting average on balls in play. So batting average.
Power hitter Matt Olson. Pitch outside the throw.
Wow. Scott Prado steals third with a very nasty little
First he rips a double,
dash on the
then
first
on the very
pitch.
next pitch, he swipes third, just showing what
And
kind of offensive
wow, that is a bad call by the ump. I think he was out by a mile. That might be worth a review.
The 1-0. Misses for the second ball.
Jason having some trouble hitting the zone again today.
To deal with in the first inning. Runner in scoring position already, and now he's got the 3-hitter salivating in a good hitter's count.
This is pulled into right. Catch is made here.
Well, that's going to be a sack, I think.
The tag.
Wow!
Out at the plate.
What a nice shot from right field. Yasiel Puig with the gun out there in right field, launching one to the dish for Andrew Knapp to throw him out.
Next up for the A's, Mike Saltzman, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
Okay, nothing across in the bottom of the first, so let's carry on. Yeah, BABIP. Basically, BABIP takes away strikeouts out of the equation when it comes to somebody's batting average. Or in the case of Jason, his batting average against. The amount of hits that he allows as a pitcher.
Two of the game's best, two of the hardest throwers competing at the top of their game. Dan, you have to love this stuff.
You know, D-Row, we thought coming into this one it was going to be a low-scoring affair. Both of these pitchers look like they're locked in.
The science or the analytics behind baseball have established that batting average really is not all that consistent from year to year for players. Because, or rather, batting average against for pitchers is not consistent from year to year because
all right, let's take a quick look at how the Red Sox set up
fielding quality, you know, the quality of your position players is not always the same.
I think the common theme in this one is
so what you wind up with is a statistic. You wind up with kind of a background noise, a background level for fielding where about 30% of hits will fall in for hits. You know, 30% of balls hit into play will fall in for hits, regardless of the level of, you know, average across all of baseball, all pitchers, all batters, all fielders. Pretty consistently.
Here it is. And a curveball that started
so,
broke lower.
If the fair assumption to make is that for any given pitcher, fielder, batter, whatever they may be hitting in the short term,
swung on and missed,
it will kind of over time return to that baseline level of 300 is a fair assumption. It's a little different for batters because individual skill level will influence how well or poorly they hit balls into play.
Come on, guy, get your pitch right here.
But the swing and miss on that changeup outside.
1-2 now.
But the overall, for fielders and for pitchers especially, it's usually a pretty fair assumption to say that
and they'll try to get him fishing there, but
a batter, you know, that batters against them are going to hit for about 300 when you take strikeouts out of the equation. Swing and a miss, and that'll be 2 strikeouts here to start the
fastball there. You don't
second
usually
inning.
See a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
So what I'm getting at is that you're looking at a background BABIP of about 300, whereas Jason's BABIP for this season so far has been 377. So batters have been hitting balls that have been falling in for hits way more than is justifiable by the statistics. So he's just kind of had a fluky season so far.
Outfielder Stephen Piscotty,
it's almost 8% more likely that these guys are getting balls that hit that fall in for hits than is usual.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch.
And it's kind of been reflected in his stat line because you know, Jason has been having a heck of a lot harder time this year getting guys out than he has previously. He's had a lot more trouble. Yeah, he's had a lot higher ERA than years past. He's at 2.82 right now.
Trying to jam him with that running action on that two-seam fastball.
But he's struggled in other ways. His pitches per game. You know, he had been pitching about just over 12 pitches per game last year. Right now, he's at like 14.24. Doesn't sound like a heck of a lot, but when you consider that Jason has been pitching fewer games and throwing way more pitches per game, or way more pitches per inning, it means that he's really been struggling to get guys out at the plate this year. His strikeouts per 9 has been fairly consistent. He's still at he's at his best mark yet at 9.35 this year. But you know, batters are getting a heck of a lot more hits against him, which is kind of what I'm worried about.
His first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away.
His home runs per fly ball has been fairly consistent. It's about 10.9%, which is not, you know, outrageous, but
now the 0-1 and misses badly on a pitch down in the dirt.
Hey, get a good one. Get a good piece on it, huh? Let's go. Your pitch. Right here. Let's go, kid.
The 1-1 home. Is a fastball in off the plate for a ball. Piscotty.
I mean, we've been seeing a lot of things that say Jason has been really kind of struggling this year. He's been throwing a lot more balls this year. He's been allowing a lot more fly balls this year.
Oh, he's got that beautiful 12-6 curveball, doesn't he? It's part of what makes him as good as he is, and he has a lot of confidence in it. He'll even throw it behind the count at times.
Still even at 2-2.
And I would like to say that there's nothing that's changed in my approach to playing the game, you know, in terms of me with the controller in my hands doing stuff. Nothing has changed in the way that I'm playing the game.
3-2.
So, full count with 2 outs now.
Kind of a weird, just fluke of the simulation aspect of the game where the game is giving Jason a hell of a time getting guys out here.
As he wears him down and the inning is over. The A's strand
So Dale Widers goes down on strikes, and that's 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Stephen Piscotty remains on base, and that will be strike.
So that'll bring in the outfielder Boog.
That'll be
and he's a
the
guy
second
looking to break out in a big way.
Boston still nothing through 2 innings, so let's go to Boog Powell.
First pitch coming, here it is. And
kind of a funny call there from the ump, but
it's 0-1.
That's a tough pitch right there. Curveball, kind of front hip. Your first move is to bail a little bit and kind of not want to get hit by that pitch.
In just kind of general terms, Jason has not been pitching badly this year. 2.82 ERA is nothing to sneeze at. 2.79 FIP is really good. He's got
pitch on the way.
1.7 WAR at this point, Fangraphs WAR, which, if he keeps up the rate for the rest of the season, is going to translate to something like a 6 or 7 win season for him, which is good. I'm just not confident that it's Cy Young good. You know what I mean?
Hey, I don't mind that take right there.
And you know, that's fine. It's really tough for anybody to win the Cy Young award. You know, it's given out to the best pitchers in the league for a reason, and if you're not pitching the best in your league, got no reason to get it. But all the same, I have to admit that I'm a little disappointed with how Jason has been carrying on into the 2023 season. We can just kind of hope that it was the product of a kind of awkward March and April, and hope that he kind of shakes it off going into May here.
Look at our current standings in the AL East.
But, you know, baseball's just a weird game. And as I've said before, you know, I have never wanted this to be a series where I have everything handed to me, or to Jason, as the case may be. I am not looking to get,
here comes the first pitch.
20 strikeouts a game. I'm not looking to get
he takes a pitch right down the middle.
Cy Young every year. He's in the majors, you know, World Series every year. Just, you know, it's not realistic for that to happen. It's not realistic for a pitcher to have that kind of dominance.
That winds up foul.
And, you know, if I manage to achieve some of these things, it will mean a lot because I've set everything as hard as I can make it, really. With the possible exception of having the pitch control where I can affect things.
So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
You know, where my individual skill makes up for Jason's statistical whatchamacallit.
But that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
In any case, Francisco Cervelli goes down on strikes, and that's 4 strikeouts now through 2 1/3. 2 2/3, excuse me.
Standing in now, Ken Moses. And it's grounded just
sprays off the curveball, and he was late on it.
In the early going.
Let's go up and in on him, see if we can't get him swinging.
Hey, you can do it. No one better. Let's go.
Or cringing,
wind up
perhaps.
And the 0-1. And that
no,
one
not so
a
much.
Too much. A ball and a strike. 2 out, nobody on.
Swing and a miss on the changeup.
Behind 1-2.
1-2 count. Swing and a miss, reaching for that one, and that will now be 5 strikeouts at 3-3.
The inning is over.
So like I said, Jason has been making a lot of strikeouts this year. He's at his best mark ever on the, so far on the year at 9.35. It's just
the designated hitter, He'll try to follow up the double in his last
other parts of his stat line have not been so rosy this year, like a 129 whip. With no score, you'd think by now one of these 301 batting average against,
on to get him in, but that hasn't been
370 BABIP. He's been allowing a lot fewer ground balls this year, which is part of the problem. 41% compared to 50.8% last year. He's allowing more home runs per 9. Yeah, he's struggled a lot more this year than he has compared to years past. So it's probably a compliment to him, actually, that he is still pitching as well as he is, even when he's struggling.
Happy with that, Dan?
Oh, you have to love. Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10.
I have to admit, I got used to Jason's kind of dominance here, and the fact that he's no longer pitching at that level, or had a span where he wasn't pitching at that level, is a little troubling. Still, I'd rather have him struggle early and finish strong than come out the box hot and then fail down the stretch. So 3-1 count, not the best.
In a situation like this, get him to relax a little bit, focus on his mechanics.
Try a slider, just for giggles. Bouncer over to first. Dan Vogelbach's over there to pull it in, and that'll be the first out.
Time now for the Red Sox Road to the Show report as we get a look at two guys making some noise.
Barack Felder at Paw Sox still ripping it up. 412 average with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Bring that man up. Put him on the team. Send him to the Hall of Fame.
Bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson.
Now batting, first baseman.
Don't care what you do it. I don't think that was actually words.
Pitch of the game on its way. Now a fastball.
2-seam down, doesn't get a swing, and it doesn't get a call either.
Come on, fellas, let's go. Hey, like you can up there, kid, huh?
He pulls this one into right.
Pulls the changeup, and that'll be Matt Olson on base with 1 away.
Striding in for Oakland, Mike Saltzman. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Here comes the first pitch.
Curveball got hung there, but way on the outside and no swing. Let's try it. Slider outside corner, doesn't get back, so that is ball 1.
That's back-to-back breaking balls away, but now he's got himself into a little bit of a tough spot. You probably can't throw that again, so
that one goes to the corner there. Yasiel Puig's having to go run for it. It's going to go, and he is going to hold up at third.
Following the one-out double.
Man, and that is now men on first and second and third with 1 away. So Mike Saltzman rips himself a double to right field and makes things look real good for Dustin Fowler, who, should be noted, does have a home run off of Jason. He's the first Athletic, I think, on this lineup to have got one off of Jason.
First pitch on its way, and that one stayed up a little high. Count now, a ball and a strike.
He sprays off that 2-seamer.
The 1-1 home is taken for ball 2.
No swing on the circle changeup.
Come on, big guy, see it, drive it right here.
How about a curveball? Swing and a miss on one on the corner, and that'll be 2 strikes.
2-2.
This is a situation where the offensive player just needs to do his job. Take inventory, infield back, get you a ground ball somewhere in the infield, preferably off the corners.
Swing and tap on that 2-seamer. I was about to say swing and miss, but let's count my chickens before they hatch here. Try a slider inside.
Got
the corner, and that's strike number 3 for Destin Fowler.
As they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there.
My goodness. I was just trying to get him to swing on one inside, or maybe just get him thinking about the inside ball, but man, I will take a strikeout any day of the week.
Up next for Oakland, right fielder.
Outfielder Stephen Piscotty the next.
Taps the slider down, and that'll be strike 1.
Bounce it into foul territory. A base hit in his first trip. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a
off the end of the bat, Yasiel Puig's got to run, but he's going to grab that one and keep the Athletics off home plate and leave it scoreless in the top of the 4th.
Striding into the box, Dale Whiters. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
So it's still nothing for either team going through 4 innings. So we'll see what Dale Whiters and Jason Parham can combine to do here.
Swing, but it's
swing and a miss.
Says the home plate umpire. So earlier in the broadcast, we mentioned that we might be seeing a pitcher's duel today, and these two guys have certainly delivered on that promise.
You know, Matt, sometimes it's really hard to put a finger on why a guy pitches well and why a guy is having a very difficult time.
Swing and a miss on another one down in the dirt.
Very good season, but you know this, when you have the stuff that this guy has, he's 1 out, 1 inning, 1 pitch away from turning things back around, and he's pitching. So
let's try a 2-seamer up and in. No swing. 96 miles an hour.
Behind with a 1-2 count.
So the call's now for 1 down and in. Try to hit the corner with this one.
Oh, now here's a drive.
Not so much. Right center field. That gets down for extra bases. Dale Whiters coming around to second with a double to lead off the 5th inning.
Just goes to show you, if you're going to throw that 2-seam fastball away, which I don't think is the best pitch anyway, you better start that thing out of the zone and let it work its way back to the corner. With this one, it started out on the corner, so it leaked back right over the heart of the plate and got whacked.
In now, Boog Powell.
Well, Dan Plesac is a little bit wrong there, of course, because Jason's a righty, and 2-seamers tail to the arm side, so it tailed from left to right from Jason's perspective. So it started in the zone and was supposed to go out. It just didn't do the going out part.
The 1-0 home is in there.
Cutter up, gets a strike. Let's try a curveball down and away. Taps it. He was late on it, so let's go ahead and try another cutter. We'll go inside on it. Go aggressively inside, perhaps.
And that's going to be high.
Not so much. But maybe we got him thinking about it. We'll go ahead and put one right on the corner, see if we can't dot it with a little showtime. Swing and a miss.
Strike 3.
And that's Boog Powell down on strikes. Get that pitching clutch up. And now it's Francisco Cervelli.
Francisco Cervelli. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Here's the first pitch to him. And
slider down, doesn't hit the zone.
For a ball.
I mean, if we're talking about Sandy, let's go back earlier to what we were talking about with the Manny Machado signing today.
His numbers in recent games have been very good, and those were 2 stone.
If we're talking about San Diego within the Jason Parham, you know, universe, canon, whatever you want to call it, the big signing that San Diego made was of Mookie Betts from the Red Sox. And that was in
taken on the inside corner for strike 1.
2020, I think, or 20. Yeah, it would have been 2020, I think, is when they made that signing. After Jason was gone from the. No, I guess it would have been 2021 is when it happened. when Jason was already gone from the Padres.
Liner toward right center.
That's going to be a nice little liner to right field.
For a base hit.
And Dale Whiter's going to fall on his face, or Yasiel Puig's going to fall on his face out there, but Francisco Cervelli's going to get himself a little base knock for an RBI.
RBI base hit right there.
Well done for the old feller.
Yeah, it's been a great pitcher's duel up until this point. They've been executing on the bump without question, but that RBI knock right there might set the tone for the later innings.
Now batting, second baseman.
Stepping in now.
Swinging a miss on that changeup inside. Ken Moses back up to the plate.
Cervelli, the runner at first with one gone in the inning.
One down, one down.
Swinging a miss on the cutter up now.
The discipline is just
got him in the rocking
completely
chair a little
absent
bit.
from this offense. Seems like they're always finding themselves behind the count, and a big reason why is they're swinging at all kinds of stuff that's not even in the strike
12-6
zone.
down, doesn't get a swing. That's fine.
Hey, get your pitch. Make it happen right now, huh, kid?
And he takes very close
Just
to the inside
misses the
corner
zone
here.
on that
2-2 though.
He's got him on the ropes at 2-2, but I don't think he'll try to get him out with another curveball.
Nice
Seen
little
it
pop up
already a
here.
couple of times,
Jason's
so
got it.
it's not gonna
He's
surprise
got
him
it.
anymore.
He's got it.
Parham with a little
No need to stress.
play, and there are 2 down.
Jason at 81 pitches, though, through 4 2/3 already. It's like I was saying, Jason has been pitching well and truly more than he's ever had to since, like, his first couple of years in the majors.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Line to the right side. And that'll get down.
And that's Scott Prado knocking one out there to right field, and that'll bring men to first and second for
2 aboard now.
I mean, that's a well-executed curveball right there.
Mr.
Pitcher
Madelson.
does exactly what he wants to do. Gets the hitter out on his front foot, gets him out and around the baseball, and he still finds a hole.
Good breaking ball that time in for a strike. 1 for 2 in the ball
hung
game
that
thus
curveball.
far.
Let's try not to do that again.
Hey, let's go, kid. One time right here.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The
No
pitch.
swing on one down.
Curveball that time, not even close. 1
Try
run,
cutter
7
up
hits,
now.
and no errors in the ball game for the A's so far.
Considering my two-seamer has not
2-1
been
to the
doing me
A's
many.
first baseman.
Having some
Great
trouble
chance
here.
right here as a hitter to be aggressive.
Having some
He can
trouble
pretty
here
much
in the
count on a
fifth.
pitcher. He's trying to get back in the strike zone, and with 2 guys on base right here, it's time to
Oh,
rip
dear.
it and rip it.
Let's see what they throw Olsen on a 3-1 count. Mike Saltzman would be next. Looking to fade his first walk. Here it comes. Line
That's a
drive to
liner
center
up the
field.
middle to
And
Jackie
that's in
Bradley
there. Base
Jr.
hit.
Francisco
Long throw
Cervelli's
to the
coming
plate.
around,
Play at the plate, and
but he is out at the
throw.
plate. Unfortunate for the A's, but they're already up
Home half
1.
of the 5th coming up.
And with Boston
It's
only
the
getting
A's
2 hits
1,
on the day, you got to
and the
figure
Red Sox
that we are going to be in trouble if we can't get some more runs across.
So here's the Oakland cleanup batter, Mike Saltzman. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching
Late on
the
the
other side
fastball.
has been really impressive.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
No swing on one way up, no question about that
He's
one.
up plenty of hits in this one, but the funny thing is he hasn't walked anyone yet. That tells me he's throwing strikes, but he's just not throwing enough quality strikes.
And he takes
Cutter on the
2, and it's
inside.
2-1.
Nothing.
See it up. Drive it like you can. Let's go.
Right, change up.
Bouncer
up the middle to Tsue Lin at second. Gets it over to Dan Vogelbach at first, and that'll be the first out. Jason already at 91 pitches, so once again,
Center fielder.
Here it comes.
Jason really laboring in these at starts,
And he takes
throwing a lot of pitches that are not competitive,
Hey, one time right now. Here we go.
not getting a lot of flyouts, not getting a lot of swing and misses.
Into the corner and slicing foul. 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. Now that's
Another
popped
pop-up. This one over to Rafael Devers.
And he'll put this away for the second out.
Out number 2.
So he's just a third of an inning away from putting up another 0 as we take a look at the ball clubs with the lowest.
Yeah, Red
team
Sox
ERAs.
still doing well
And
in
you
the
can see that
AL.
staff currently leads
As
the
far as
AL in
ERA
that
goes, it's
category.
just we're really struggling to keep things, you know, it doesn't help us to keep things down to 1 run if we don't score any. Let's try one on the black. I don't care anymore.
First offering on its way. Takes a
two-seamer inside, well inside the zone, gets a strike. How about a changeup outside? Not outside, right down the middle.
When you're facing a guy with this many pitches in his repertoire, I say throw everything out.
Let's try a slider on the corner, try to dot it for Stephen Piscotty. Swing and a miss. That'll send him down. Collect another strikeout for Jason.
A's are gone in order,
but at almost 100 pitches, you got to figure Jason's day is done by here.
Is on to pitch from the bullpen.
So indeed, Jason is going to have his day called here after 6 innings. And we'll have to rely on the bullpen to hold it right where it's at, and the bats to try to get this one back. Otherwise, Jason's in line for the loss. Let's see how we do. Survey says, well, Daniel Mengden pitches a gem for Oakland, pitching for 8 innings, allowing only 1 run in that span. But Jason Parham does pretty well in his books also, pitching for 6 innings, allowing 1 run on 8 hits. That San Francisco Cervelli single, collects 8 strikeouts, but he does get the loss. Boston dropping the game 3-2. Jason goes to 2-3 on the year, and he goes to 48-35 in his career. His ERA has gone to 2.68. His FIP is at 2.55, and his xFIP is at 3.08. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.